God knows what's gonna happen today.
I mean, we're already fighting. What's his name? Maybe.
Whoa!
Maybe
Who said
not.
fighting? Last time we never even rolled for initiative last time. Why are you trying to fight someone? He called you friend.
Plus, so far, Laos has been just
Hey, no
bloody
friend would take
polite.
my memories. No friend would take our memories away from us.
You
have not listened to the Adventure Zone. Oh, it was the wrong decision, but I still stand Lucretia.
God damn it.
Spoilers.
It's fun. Nobody that's gonna hear this is gonna be like, "Oh man, I can't believe they spoiled another podcast."
John, this is why you get videos made of you, people hating on you.
By the way, I had the luxury of that happening to me the other day, Donovan.
What?
Somebody made a video about me, and it's great because I finally got somebody to fucking hate me. Because I said the you would think uncontroversial opinion that it's not okay to steal.
Because John is pro-communist.
That's not what I said. I said I'm pretty anti-capitalist, but I also think that it's wrong to steal from people. So, like, apparently some people think that's wrong.
Okay, from people is wrong. From corporations, it's fine.
I don't want to get into it. I'm gonna text you about it later. I don't want because David is recording me.
I'm gonna cut this out. I mean, you already got bullied. You got
You're on the line.
Yeah, I'm perfectly
weirdo
fine
who-
with someone trying to chew me out online.
You just butt hurt someone, and maybe this is the first time they ever experienced being butt hurt. Maybe they are
Look,
gonna
I only
enjoy
feel-
it.
I only
and
feel
are
bad
gonna wanna
about it.
continue feeling that butt
I only
hurt.
feel bad about it because I got called a bootlicker. That's really the only reason I got pissed off about it.
Well, John, how many boots have you licked?
The only company I will ever simp is Nintendo. Fuck off everybody else.
Maybe he thought you actually did lick boots, though.
That's slightly less disgusting, but sure.
Just take it like that. Maybe he thinks you literally do lick boots. Everyone ready?
Ready to kill somebody?
I'm
I'm ready to
why I
commit
want to go
murder.
into a murder spree? I don't understand.
Would you say that John Wick went on a murder spree? I realize.
No, I understand
Oh
that.
my
I understand when he went on a murder spree because they killed his doggo. You kill man's doggo, all rules are off. Okay, there's no laws in the world that can contain someone who has lost their doggo due to violence.
Ah, my hand.
See what I mean?
My doggo.
Can
Okay,
we officially
so,
say the thing we say when we start, or
welcome back to the Infinite Adventures podcast. How is everyone doing today? Everyone having a lovely day?
I mean, I just woke up before we started doing this, so I guess.
so your day just started? Have a great morning. Hopefully, you had the most important meal of the day: hard liquor and an omelet.
I technically had that last night, yes.
Hard liquor and an omelet. None of those really sound very nice.
It's really not good on your stomach.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I like eggs. I mean, don't get me wrong. A nice fried egg, pretty good. Scrambled egg, pretty good. When it's in an omelet style, though, I'll pass on that. I don't know why.
I have to disagree with you, David. I like
Yes.
omelets.
Well, I mean, everyone's allowed to their opinion, even if it's a wrong opinion.
David,
Everyone has the right for it.
David. I try my best not to incite political violence on this podcast.
Well,
But I will
others
say
might
right
see
now-
different, but okay.
I will say right
Is this
now
considered
that people
political?
who do not like omelets deserve death.
I don't like fluffy omelets. I like folded omelets.
Okay, so you're an omelet centrist. I'm okay with that.
I like sunny side omelets.
Well, I think everyone that plays human in any fantasy role-playing game should go burn in hell. But I mean,
If we want to
people-
get into political ideologies, Human Fighter's pretty fucking centrist.
like I said, everyone is allowed to their opinion, no matter how wrong it is. So,
By the way, in one of the other campaigns I'm in, for the first time, ever, I'm playing a human.
My mantra in any fantasy game, and I've already explained this so many times to John, is that you play fantasy games to be something you are not. Yes, you are not a fighter, or a wizard, or a sorcerer, or a ranger, or any one of those fantastical classes. But what you are is a
Are
human.
you assuming his species?
Damn right I'm assuming
I
his
could be a
species.
dragonkin. You don't know
If
that.
you could, if you could ever have a chance to be John Wick, would you take that chance?
No, because I'm against killing. And so-
My answer is no, because his dogs keep dying.
I'm gonna steal that answer.
I want to go with yes, because I at least want to know what it's like to be Keanu Reeves.
No, you're not gonna be Keanu Reeves. You're gonna be John Wick.
Fair point. Hey, side note: did you know that there's actually a tabletop RPG about playing an actor in an action movie? I don't know why it exists, but it exists. There are some levels of playing there. You're playing an actor playing a character.
You're playing while you're playing in a play.
Yes, sir. It's all imaginary
do
all the
that?
way down.
You can do that in Pathfinder. Just play a
Oh, I thought you were just
You're
gonna
not
say
playing at
shitty
that
bard.
point. It's just real.
You're playing a vigilante, so you're playing two characters. You're playing a character that's playing another character. Kind of.
I mean, I
In
could
a
just do that,
sense.
or I could do the Robert Downey Jr. approach and just play a human and just paint him green.
Enough of that. Let's get right into it. Everyone remember where we last left off? Anyone?
Yeah, we had walked
Anyone
upstairs
can
and
recall what happened when we
We
last
met
left off?
a guy,
I know it's really hard for you to remember some
a
stuff.
very
but...
Oh, no,
uninteresting guy.
This is easy. All we gotta do is kill this whore, because this fucking bitch owes me money. And by money, I mean my memories.
he okay. You guys, after a long, tremendous battle 2 episodes ago, decide to go ahead and perform this dream excursion ritual. I think that is the name, and I think I told you that was the name of it. After performing the ritual, you guys reawaken here, not with Anya this time, but with your new friend, Brackish, correct? Yeah, Brackish.
Brackish the plant man.
You guys cowardly avoid going into rooms like the cowards you guys are. By the way, I will say that all your perception checks did not tell you whether there was items in the room. They only told you if there were some people in the room. So if there were any items in those rooms, you guys would not have found them because you did not choose to go into any of these rooms. So there is that. Nonetheless, you guys stealthily, big quotes on that word, search the lost caravansary, all of the first floor. When you get to a point where you see a room that has staircase leading to the second floor, with a perception check, I think it was Nestle, if I'm not mistaken, that made the perception check to hear the sounds of ruffling paper coming from the top of the stairs. You guys think you are so smart with your visibility, not being able to get caught. Your good friend Brackish made a little bit too much sound
Flatman's
on
not
his
so
way
sneaky.
up the stairs. That alerted the person upstairs. You guys slowly, one by one, reveal yourself, and Brackish would have not noticed or known this man, which is why maybe he wouldn't be able to warn you as you walk up. But as soon as Assad, you step onto the second floor and turn to see this man, and then right behind you, Nestle, you step onto the second floor and turn to see this man. You see a very, very familiar man, which I think I said you saw a painting of him in his mansion on the second floor. I even showed you like his full art. He does look a little bit different, okay? In the other ones, he was wearing a lot of fur and black and gray colors. Here, he's wearing a very elegant, elegant attire. Everything almost kind of made out of silk. I'll go ahead and enlarge this. All in yellow, basically.
Oh, you say
So basically,
elegant.
he
I
went
say
from being a
like
furry
bitch.
boy to a fancy boy.
He was already a fancy boy. It's just that he hid it under all those furs. But yeah, again, a very elegant, and it is elegant compared to the clothes you're wearing, Assad. It is elegant. Elegant yellow silk, a nice little silk cape. I don't know if there's a proper name for that kind of cape attire.
No, cape is the right thing.
But yeah, you see him wearing that nice long yellow cape.
More like bitch coat.
Someone sounds sour.
I am sour.
But you should be a little bit nicer to a guy that just basically called you a friend. But yeah, you see Count Hasterton Laus the Fourth as you guys walk up, and he greets you with a great shout of, "Oh, my good friend!" But yeah, Assad, Nestle, you walk up, and you see this man that you have come to know as the one man that has caused so many problems in your life.
I am going to jab Nestle in the chest really quick with my elbow. I realize I can't. I guess on the way up, and I hear him and I see him. I jab I say jab, nudge Nestle, and I go. I look at Laos and I look back at Nestle really quick, and I go, I'm sorry. Who
Are you?
Wait, is this two different questions?
I think it
or
was. He was
you-
finishing my sentence.
I thought you were asking him who, as in who, what friends, and then Nestle just kind of assumed that you were asking who are you.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Brackish is just confused.
Oh, okay. You confused me for a minute. Okay, so not really understanding what question was asked.
All right, hold on. Let me rephrase this.
He turns and goes like, I'm sorry. Is this two different questions you're asking, or is it one question that you are asking?
I'm so sorry. I was caught off guard. Who are you exactly? You see, I seem to have forgotten a lot about myself, and I'm been trying to piece things together, and I'm just confused as to.
Give me a bluff check.
I mean, I'm not lying.
I mean, he's not lying.
You're not lying. You know who this guy is.
Roll it, John.
I just literally gave a
I know
description
you
of
did.
you
Oh
saying.
shit! I rolled a 9.
I think you're hiding something for some reason that I do not know
Oh,
about.
I'm sorry. Should I scooch out of the way? Maybe you can't see my blue friend here.
I said, who are you?
Are you also pretending like you don't know him? Because if you are, I need a bluff check.
Brackish is the only one who doesn't need a bluff check for that, because he legitimately doesn't know who the fuck this guy is.
You gotta be fucking kidding. You're supposed to be good at. Oh, no, wait. I don't think
No,
your person's
not
good.
now, bluffing now.
Is it supposed to be a fun game that we're playing? Pretend not to know people.
We did lose our memories.
Brackish is just gonna be like, I honestly don't know who you are.
I thought you had a voice. You had a.
I
fun
do.
voice,
Give me a minute.
I
I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, dude. I actually do not know who you are.
That's what I'm talking about. That's sweet, sweet money right there. I'm listening to.
He goes, yes, of course you would not know who I am. I myself do not know who you are. I don't recall ever seeing you in my past life. Since you did kind of intrude into my humble abode here, what is your name, if you do not mind giving it first?
You may call me Brackish.
Oh, Brackish. Such a powerful name. Well, mine is a bit
Bitch.
confusing. You may call me by my title. Here in this caravanserai, I am known as the King in Yellow.
Can I just say real quick? Assad would just not know what that means, but John is going.
Brackish doesn't know what that means. Donovan is going, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Meanwhile, Anya, back on the boat, is just... I feel a disturbance.
Wait, I have knowledge religion. Can I do knowledge religion?
We can all do knowledge religion.
I can't, because I don't have any training in it.
Oh,
I do.
guess,
I did it
guess
specifically
we
so I could hit haunts. Ah, there we go.
28.
Thank you, Nestle.
Where was this roll when I needed it?
Here, it's here. It's good. It's good.
You do get some extra bonuses because you've read some of the books that relate to the occult and the world behind it. I will say with the normal 23 that you rolled plus any extra bonuses, which may consist of another +4, +6. I can't remember on top of my head. I'll let you have it with if you just by looking at him, you don't see anything that resembles the holy symbol of Hastur, and you know that Hastur is the one who is known to be the Yellow King, or the King in Yellow. So you do not think that this being is the god known as Hastur, which, like I said, is the one who is known as to be the Yellow King, because
Because we're still alive and sane.
I mean, Don would know that, yes. You guys may not really know. You know that his presence brings much power, and you don't think you'll be easily you would easily be able to stand in a room to have a conversation with him. So whether this is Hastur, the King in Yellow, no.
Nestle steps forward. All unpleasantries aside, I'd like to ask you, why did you sacrifice some memories?
He's like pondering the question in a sense, thinking. He gestures to some chairs, and he goes like, let's not have this conversation on our feet. Please, if you would be so kind, you can have a seat if you like. As he takes a seat.
Well, I am trusting you won't kill us, so I shall take the seat.
Brackish will also sit.
Assad will stand next to his chair.
Oh, wait, would Assad put his hand on the chair, the top of
I'll
the chair?
lean on it.
He takes a second to kind of wait for you to sit down. He's like just staring at you.
Yeah.
He's like,
He might want to stand on his feet for this one.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I am. I got some kinks I'm trying to work out.
That's understandable. I just maybe a long conversation that we have. I didn't want you to get tired on your feet.
If he needs it, he'll sit down. By the way, the guy that's in the front, who is he?
What man do you speak of?
Rasputin?
Well, he calls himself that. I don't know if that's his name.
It's likely not. He struggled trying to remember his own name. He said he's been down here for too long. He calls himself a merchant, I believe?
We talked to him and then he just turned on us.
Oh, you don't need to trouble yourself with him. Let him be where he's at. That is where he can only be, so don't go looking into his stuff. He's a very, very dangerous man. Or he was. I'm not sure what he is. Nonetheless, if you're gonna choose to stand, I'll get to your question. You asked why I took your
No, I know
memories?
why you took our memories, but what I want to know is why us?
Well, I want to clarify something for you. I did no such thing. I did not take anyone's memories.
Then who did?
Like I said, it's a little bit tricky.
You see, it's odd, like he is struggling, like his hands are like fidgeting and stuff, as he's kind of irritated and just kind of standing he's standing as still as he can, And then he looks at Lyles and he's like, I think it's kind of an easy question to answer. I don't understand what you mean by it's a tough thing to say. Like, you understand the implications of what you have done, right? Like, no sane person just does something like that.
Assad, like I said, I did not do anything to you or Nestle.
Somebody's doing a really good job framing you then, if that's the case, because everything keeps on pointing back to you.
Assad, I think you really need to take a seat.
Okay. How about this? Why are you here? Why are you not back wherever we were earlier? I think it was Thrushmore.
You've abandoned your people in Thrushmore for one. There's that. Now you're doing whatever this is, this excursion that you're on.
This is what I mean when it's confusing, okay? I've never been to Thrushmore.
Lyles, you're not making sense.
Never been
My
to Thrushmore.
name isn't Laos. My name is the Yellow King.
Gonna go ahead and do a quick insight here.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh,
Sense motive, sorry.
Here's a sense motive.
They translate.
23.
Oh, that was you.
Oh,
Fuck.
I didn't throw out mine yet. Oh.
Every time I roll high, it turns out it was one of you yahoos.
I'm actually behind Don, so.
Nestle and Brackish, you know he's telling the truth. Yeah, you feel like he's being honest.
Okay.
That he does not think it's not that he's hiding anything from you. He's being as sincere as he can. He believes he is not Laos. He believes that he is this Yellow King.
How about this? How do you know us?
That is where things get interesting. See, I was once this man you speak of, Laos. Something happened. Something I don't quite understand happened to, and in response, I was formed.
You're telling me that you were once him, but now you're not.
In a sense. The reason I know you, Assad, Nestle, and if I'm correct, there was a third one, wasn't there? Karagor, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
When I told you that I did not take your memories, I was not the one responsible for taking your memories. That was Laos.
Oh my god.
That is not me. See, I don't quite remember everything. Everything is in pieces.
That's
A puzzle piece that has no shape to it, so it's kind of hard to piece them together. See, I know Laos took you to see the mad poet, if I am not mistaken. He did give your minds, your memories, to him, but he gave your minds to him for information, and the information that Laos got was a bit too much for him to handle, and his mind has shattered. Once he left this dream world, he left a piece of him behind. And that is what you see here in front of you.
Oh my god, this is even the real Laos.
So
Goodness.
you are a fragment of this Laos, though.
I want to say more than that.
You started as one, though, yes?
That is what you would probably consider me, yes, but I consider myself more than just a memory fragment of Laos. I consider myself a king.
That's in character.
Mine's out of character.
Brackish is just kind of looking over to Assad. That is a little rude.
Oh, no. Brackish, I don't know. Look, I know this is very hard for you to process because you haven't been involved with this as much as we have. But this man over here, he deserves no respect. He is not a king. He is a simple piece of shit. He just told us he was not even a complete formed person. He's just a memory of someone. Just a sliver of them, a fragment, a splinter, a nothing.
Assad.
That's what you left behind to us. We're fragments of ourselves. But this is all we have.
I am not Laos. I do hold his memories, though. Fragments, like I said, but I still see a lot of what he lived. And to call me trash knowing what you did? That's a bit unfair in my eyes.
Are you referring to Hershey? I mean, me and Nestle have already talked about this. We've already resolved this.
I don't know what you're talking about, a Hershey. If that was another poor innocent that suffered in your hands, I guess you can add them to the list.
From my boss, and I was doing it to help my family, and I understand that if I did something wrong, that's on me, yes, whatever, blah, 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 but what I'm doing is not destroying, like, towns and reality itself. That's what you're doing. I am a simple human person who's affecting other human beings. You're trying to do way more than that. Do you not understand that what you're doing is much, much worse? Infinitesimally is the wrong word. Infinitely more than what we're doing.
I don't know how sitting in this room is doing anything of that sort.
Your mere existence is a sin against our entire
Assad?
world. Rakesh, if you don't mind, I am being very reserved right now. I am trying very hard not to murder this man, because I promised somebody that I would not just flat out assassinate him, because he has hurt me and everyone that I know, and I'm just trying to not just snap at him.
Assad, he is not lying when he says that he is not Laos.
When I woke up, I wasn't even Assad, I was Punch.
You see him laughing. That does fit your personality.
You don't watch your mouth, it's about to be stab.
Brackish rubs his face, just kind of trying to be diplomatic here.
Assad, please. He is not who we're looking for. But remember, he can lead us towards the guy, or point us in the right direction at least.
Ness, he tries to just quiet down, and he's just gonna chill for a second, or at least try. He's just gonna, like, shake over here in the corner that he's in.
With the comment I am sharing with you, Assad, is not meant to rile you up in any means. I do have Laos's memories, few of them, but they are his. I know what each and every one of you did, to a small sense. And I tell you this not to get you angry, but for you to understand that I am not him. And you cannot blame the stuff he has done on me. I'm just a being living in this world I am stuck in. I understand your rage, I understand where the anger is coming from. But I do ask to just take some breaths. Your friends here are speaking truth. I am not lying. I am not this louse you speak of. I may look like him, I may sound like him, but I am not him. I'm a new man, a new being. Like your friend here said, Nestle. If you want help, I can help you. I wish no ill will amongst us for what my counterpart has done to you. You say you lost your memories, and I do recall that moment. While a bit foggy, I do recall the moment that Laos ducked your head under the water. I myself feel truly horrible for what he did to you. Whether you want to believe me or not, that is on you, Assad. I hope you, Nestle, understand that this is coming from my heart. I truly feel sorry for you. But be grateful he did not kill you. You find yourself back to where it all started. This caravanserai. To be honest, I never thought I'll see your faces again. And when I saw your face pop from that staircase, Assad, I was filled with joy. Because I knew you still lived. And with you alive, that is one step closer to regaining your memories. Isn't that what you want?
That is what I want. Before I go any further, I'd like to know something.
That is fair. You may ask any question, and I'll try the hardest I can to answer them.
Why do you consider us your friends?
Because you're the only memories I have.
That is some bullshit. We knew Karagor when we woke up, and we found out that he was. We knew him beforehand, and then we found out he was a piece of shit. Just because you know us doesn't mean we're your friends.
Brackish is just, who is this Karagor?
He is a backstabbing motherfucker who just don't worry about him. He's not important.
Karagor was a character. I will not disagree with you. The only memories I have are really with y'all, so I really truly consider you a friend, and hopefully one day you will see me as one as well.
Perhaps.
A great friend.
Another question I have for you. Is the Mad Poet, well, not here, but in this area? But he is around here, correct?
Is he, if what you're asking is the Mad Poet in this caravanserai, no, he is not. He is a being that has secluded himself. He doesn't really like company. If you're lucky and you visit his home, he will ignore you. Worst case scenario, he kills you before you even lays eye on his home.
He's that guy who stands with a shotgun outside his house.
Out of character, that is actually somewhat appropriate, so... Except it's a sniper rifle and he's on top of a hill.
So no, he is not here. He lives out in an oasis, far from this caravanserai. If direction is what you want, I have the memories of how to find it. But like I said, he doesn't like guests, so to speak with him you need gifts. I do remember that.
Before you're eternally stuck here, I'd like to ask you, he has the Necronomicon, correct?
He does carry a book. Quite remember that much details beyond your memories being sacrificed to him. Something happened in that instance that caused the split to happen. I was basically deconstructed from that whole, made one separate. Beyond that point, I don't recall anything else. That is what brings me to this point, that the same thing that happened to me has happened to y'all. You guys have been basically deconstructed. Your memories, yourself have been separated in a different way.
Wait, so you're saying that there's fragments of us somewhere around here too?
Like I said, it's different. What happened to me happened because of Laos's greed. What happened to you was because of the Mad Poet. But same process, different results. You guys been deconstructed, and all you need to do is just reconstruct yourself.
So if we find the pieces that were taken from them, they can gain their memories back?
Couldn't say it better myself.
But for that, we likely need to go into the domain of this Mad Poet.
And that is where the tricky part comes from, isn't it? I can recall the steps to get us there. All you need is to provide the gifts, if you wish to speak with him. I don't quite remember the gifts that was needed or how many of them were needed to speak with him, but I do remember Lost writing them down. Probably somewhere in his journal, in his books. I can't really recall them. But if you guys find the gifts, you can find the poet. Finding the poet, you find your memories.
Brackish looks to the two beside him, which, by the way, this is the first Brackish is hearing about you guys not having some memories.
Hey, look, we were in a dark place when we met him, so we didn't really have time to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just met him,
Well,
technically.
You know, we like to talk about ourselves a lot in this campaign, in character, in universe, and the fact that we didn't to Brackish really tells us a lot.
I mean,
the two of you have those books back in the material plane.
yeah, we do. And it is one of them. I still have a few more questions for this Mr.
King in Yellow,
Lord-
yes?
Mr. King
Man
in Yellow.
Yeah. Look, it's a cute title, but I'm not gonna call him King. I'm sorry.
I've been nothing but respectful to you.
Yellow.
All I can ask is you
All
do
right,
the same.
Mr. King. King. He says it with a less condescending tone. I, John Venegas, have no problem saying King in Yellow or Yellow King or whatever. It's Assad who's still pissed off at this guy and doesn't really want to.
Assad is misdirecting his anger, basically.
Yes, he's being a child at this point. It's just like he wants to not. He doesn't want to be at the whim of the enemy. Is basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to maintain as much of his agency in this transaction as possible. Okay. Hey, can I just say something, David? The entire campaign, when it has come to us trying to find out something, it reminds me of that episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie, where the Eds are trying to get, like, I even forgot what it was that we were trying to get at the end, but they, like, traded sawdust for, like, something else, because they wanted a jawbreaker at the end of the day. But, like, they kept on going from one place to another, and then they're like, if you want this, you gotta trade me that. That's what this feels like. Ah, your memories. Well, I know you were led here, but it's actually somewhere else the answer you're looking for. Oh, boy! As much as it pains me to say this, and he says this with the least amount of condescension he can possibly say, King in Yellow, you have the face of a man who, up until just now, I have very much wanted to kill. It feels like you are being honest to a degree. I don't know how much I can trust you. You still sound like, I presume, what this man sounded like in prior, but if we were to ask you questions in the future, would you be able to help us out? I guess my question is, would you aid us in our quest of stopping him, since you are friendly to us, see us as your friend, so I don't know how much loyalty you have to the other rest of yourself, is the question I guess I'm asking. So the skinny is, he's asking him how loyal he is to his original self, and how willing would he be to help us, even though I've been an asshole to him.
Funny thing is, even with your being an asshole, he's still been being nice to you.
Very true. That shows how much of an asshole Assad is.
Assad's gotta feel like such a heel right now.
Hey, look, out of character, I don't feel any sympathy for
right now,
Nazis
if
who
we
get their
were
feelings
in a
hurt.
wrestling show, Assad would be getting booed out of the ring because of how much of a jerk he's being. He turns to Assad and goes, "That is a fine question to ask. I am bound to this world. I do not have a physical form outside of this dream lens. It's hard for me to travel between a world like that. Whether you ask whether I'll help you or not, I do see you as a friend, Assad. And while this may sound contradictory, I do not see you as an ally.
That makes sense, actually. I understand what you're saying.
The first true words you ever spoke to me when you walked into this room can be summed up to you wanting to bash my head in. As a friend, I can let you speak freely. As an ally, I cannot trust you with my life. Don't know how many times I must repeat myself when I say I am not this man you hate. I might share his face, I might share his voice. I do not share his intentions. I do not share his past. I've done nothing to harm you or Nestle. That is all my counterparts doing. And I know it's hard for you to understand that. Like I said, I do carry fragments of memories of his past, so I know how stubborn you can be. Like I said, words I speak, I do not mean them to be ill-willed or cause you rage. So I hope you don't take them like that. But you are a very stubborn man.
He is just gonna be, You know what? I think I understand what you're saying. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know. I'm having a hard time processing this whole situation we've been in. I guess I'll have to take time to think about what's going on. Because I do make rash decisions, and I am trying very hard not to do that anymore. I'll take into consideration what you're saying, if that makes sense.
I have 2 more questions left for you.
I thought you said you only had one question
Well-
left for me. Make up your mind, Nestle.
Well, I was just, I'm sorry, it's just, I was thinking. And I found upon 2 more questions that I could ask you. If you don't, these aren't very important, but I find them very intriguing. This has been on my mind ever since I have left the asylum. Did Count Laos ever meet the Briarstone Witch?
Well, the name is familiar in his memories. A figure matching that name does not appear in the memories I share with him.
While we were there was a figure that helped us. A woman. And I don't know how she's connected to any of this. Not once, not twice. Never had my finger on it. So it's been on the back of my mind this entire time. But I guess if you do not know who this is, then it's fine. Thank you for your time, King.
He quickly rises from his chair, super fast, as he swings his cape across, and to put on basically a show, a very flamboyant motions that he's taking, very over exaggerated, and he goes, "Of course, I do not mind one bit helping you with this journey you have, I'm guessing, now taken. If the map poet is what you seek, I will help you with all my abilities to get you there. Like I said, to meet him is one road filled with many dangers. He is a fickle being. To speak with a man such as him, you do need the gifts. The gifts are not something you can find in your world. They're going to be scattered throughout the Dreamlands. Very rare, very exotic, and almost nearly impossible to gain. But you would have to find a way to gain them. If I'm correct, Laos wrote down most of them. I think there is about 5, 6, maybe 7 gifts. I don't quite remember. And I don't quite remember how many gifts he collected. I don't know how many is required to meet him. But I do know you need them. If you bring those here, back to the caravanserai, I have no problems guiding you to his oasis. And if he seems you worthy to speak to, if he sees that the gifts are valuable to him, you might be able to convince him to return what he has taken.
Brackish looks over at Nestle. I believe that we have some research to be doing then, yes?
Yeah, I need to go I need to read through the book. Find out what these gifts are.
At any rate, I suppose now it's time for us to go ahead and try to get ourselves back into our main bodies.
So how does somebody wake up from a dream?
It's a series of checks.
Can't we just go back up the stairs?
Wait, we can't just do it. It's a series of checks.
Well, you can sacrifice some of your real-world hit points to lower the DC of the checks.
Okay, so so here, this is what you need to reawaken from the dream. You need to roll a DC 25 concentration check. Okay, DC 25. So to roll, you roll a 1d20 plus your character level plus charisma modifier. That's gonna make up your concentration bonus.
Charisma.
Yes. Now you can choose to take 2d6 points of physical damage to your body to lower the DC by 1. You can choose to take multiple 2d6 points of damage to constantly reduce the DC by 1.
How many, is it one big check, or is it, like, multiple checks?
It's one check for everyone.
Okay. Before we go anywhere, King, I know this is kind of weird, but what's behind this door? I'm curious. Very curious here.
You know, curiosity brings horrible luck to those. But if you're that curious, you are free to open that door.
Nothing will kill me, right?
Is your curiosity that powerful?
Yes.
Damn it, Justin. You're gonna get us killed. Again! Actually, it was Anya that got us killed last time.
Hey, look, sometimes we all gotta take turns.
He sits down and goes, well then you just answered your own question, whether you can open it or not.
Brackish is going to think on the way that we get out of here, and he's just gonna be like, "It was a pleasure to meet you, King."
It was a pleasure to meet a new face as well. Maybe one day we can call ourselves friends.
Maybe. This was my first dream, and I must say it was somewhat pleasant. A little bit dry outside for my tastes, but things are as they are.
And as he's sitting down, he puts his legs up on the desk. He goes, but that is the magic of this world. You never get what you think you want, but you see so many wondrous things. So give me some checks to wake up.
I'll take one 2d6 damage.
Okay, if you take 1, that means, okay, roll 2d6. So you take 6 points of damage, and the DC gets lowered to 24.
Well, my first time didn't work, so I'm going to go ahead and take myself a,
Man, you would have passed if you took the 2d6 damage.
Yeah, I would have.
Does he have to roll again, or does it just add to what he just did?
No, it doesn't. He has to roll. Basically, he has to roll because it basically takes 6 seconds before you can retry again.
I'm waiting for these two to roll theirs so that I can roll my next one.
Nice.
That's what I'm waiting on. Oh, Jesus. Well, Nestle doesn't fall asleep. I don't either. Jesus.
I know we can take 20s, but I really want to see what happened. So keep going.
Wait, I'm just gonna call you face.
That would be the smartest way to go.
So I have to take damage now, right?
Not necessarily.
That's if you want to.
Yeah, you can take damage in order to lower the DC.
You know what? Screw it. I'm taking more damage.
So then what stops me from just rolling again and again and again and again?
Nothing.
Nothing, but
Oh.
It's just if we were in mid combat, it would be a bit more difficult.
Ah.
So Assad's the first one to vanish.
Wait. Since I'm the first one, how does that look like? From the perspective of the two people that are still here.
As you guys are trying to concentrate, the yellow king is kind of looking out weirdly. It's like, I would think this would be a lot more easier for y'all to do. And you hear Assad goes like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And you just hear silence. You turn around, there's no sign of him whatsoever.
Well, it was easy for him, I guess.
Time to try it again. Damn it.
This is the equivalent of like the kid who always has a hard time on his in class, who turns his test in first, and then you find out later he got 100 on it.
Oh my god.
Brackish is just kind of like, this is my first dream. It is odd trying to wake up.
The only reason I want to do it Rose because I don't know if you're gonna want to take damage. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I'll do myself some d6s. It's 2d6 per per lowering of one, right?
Well,
2d6
Donwa has been close this entire time. I haven't, so like I'd have to take so much just to get that back.
Oh damn!
Ooh,
Oh my!
Damn, max damage.
Ooh.
12 points of damage. DC goes lower to 24.
That's the one you didn't want to see.
I know.
Didn't I take a
Like
one?
the one time you want to roll for damage and have it be the lowest it can.
Not one.
Oh no!
This is like, you know what? This is like, watching this is what it looks like, a visual representation of what it feels like to have insomnia.
Except it's the opposite.
I know! It's so great to see you guys suffer how much I suffer sometimes.
John, I already know how much you suffer sometimes. I get
have
insomnia
insomnia.
too.
Oh boy.
I had an
I just want the audience to know this is what insomnia feels
Yes!
like.
Brackish finishes.
Brackish.
Oh, I made it now too.
Oh
We
my
both
god.
got advantage
Both of
at the same time.
finally
So
make it.
Assad wakes up and he's just like, oh man. That didn't feel as bad as it did last time.
So you wake up. It's like you wake up, you clear your mind, everything. You're taking in the air, knowing that you are awake, looking at your surroundings. But you see that the other two guys are still asleep. You reach out to probably like shake them awake or something, and just before you can even touch them, they just like, oh,
Ah. Okay,
Wait.
it worked. Good.
Are you having over our bodies?
Anya told me that this might be an issue.
Huh? Oh, waking up from a dream?
No, waking up to Assad hovering over me.
Oh.
I would just look. You guys are we okay? Is everyone okay? No, and he puts his hands on y'all's heads. No loosey goosey things going on in here.
That is not where my mind is held, I think, in my people anyway, but
Wait,
everything's fine.
where is your brain?
Brain?
I don't care about any of the other jokes we've made. That's the best one today. I forgot. The place I'm just gonna. Okay. Nestle, we good? Okay, I just wanted to triple check, cause man, there were a lot of I don't know. Ooh.
Well, Nestle, I believe you are the best one for doing research.
Yeah. Let me open the Louse's book right real quick. And he just pulls it
Where
out.
on the ship are we?
You still guys are at the dock. As soon as you guys wake up, you see Frailing run over, and she goes like, "Please tell me none of you died in the dream."
No, we came out on our own this time.
And you see her just take a big breath of relief, like, "Oh my god, thank
How
you."
long were we out?
5 minutes?
Oh, that's pretty good. How long did we spend in there again? It wasn't that long either.
Probably like,
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, 6 times as much, I guess. Well, bright side is, we're alive. I guess neutral. Our worst enemy is kind of our friend? I don't believe
that
him.
one was
I
not the
still
one
don't-
that you are wanting to kill.
I sure don't care. I feel like he's still lying to us. I think he's trying to... Look, I'm pretty sure that... hear me out on this hypothetical. If I was evil, I would want people to think I was good, so that I could trick them later. Which sounds to me a lot like what Laos did to us in the first place.
By the way, what
Flash
was
forward.
with that anyway?
We have kind of vague memories on it, as you can, I guess, understand from our talk with him. But we worked for him. I guess we were kind of like his bodyguards. Nestle did bad shit. I did bad shit. In the name of Laos, because we were making money for our families, and I guess I don't know what Nestle was doing with his money, but stuff. And then he decided to just sacrifice us, and then we hate him now. So, I mean, there's a lot, obviously steps in between, but we're finding those steps. It's great. It's like having a ladder with all the steps at the beginning and at the end, and the middle is so fucking weird.
Assad, you're confusing
Oh, it's
our
like
friend
one of those-
here. Hold
No,
on.
no, no.
Oh,
I
is it like-
understand the concept he is putting down.
Oh, I'm not mad at Brackish. I'm just trying to explain it the best as I can.
Wait, I want to go back to your ladder metaphor before I forget. Is it one of those ladders that they have in the carnivals where you have to climb them, but it's like super shaky?
It's like it's got a bunch of missing rungs, so you gotta like climb from the side so you don't fall off.
Nestle takes out his journal. Here, Brackish. This is my journal, if you'd like to read through it. Just so you know where we're coming from.
It may take me a bit. I have never been the strongest reader.
I mean, you have all
So,
day today.
first page, August 4th. Dear Diary, I just found out my bestie killed my daddy.
Ah, by the way, who and what was this Karagor you mentioned?
He was our friend.
Not according to Assad.
was and friend are both two very strong words. I don't know. I guess.
Did I say am or?
And I don't know.
I
You
said
said he
I said
was our
was.
friend.
I said was.
He was never our friend, and he
He
wasn't.
was
He
a
was our
friend
friend.
for a
No,
short
fuck
period of
off.
time until you
No,
found out what he did.
No, look, he was a terrible person, and I can't look. He did some good things, but he did it not knowing who he.
He was our friend while we were in the asylum. Let's put it at that.
Think of the worst and most despicable man you can ever think of. Okay, you got him in your
Yeah,
mind?
Karagor.
Now, okay. Well, I was gonna say, now pretend his alignment of that man you're thinking of is actually good. The opposite is Karagor. Okay, guys, so now this is up to you with this new information that if you've gotten, you may have a way to retrieve memories that have been once forgotten. Trace back your steps to see what is Laos's plan. What is the next step?
Sky, I think I should tell you something.
Yes, Blueberry?
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, that caught me off guard.
Is it because you don't know what Blueberry is?
No,
I know,
no,
just
because
go to
he's
Pathfinder.
not lost for words for being called Blueberry. If she said
She
blue,
didn't
you
call
would have
you
been fine with
Blueberry.
it.
She didn't call you Blueberry.
She did.
David called you Blueberry.
Oh, well, you should have.
Oh, but yeah,
we,
Brackish is off in a corner reading this journal now. Anya is taking her daily fresh air, walking around the cabin.
I also have to tell this to Anya too. We have
Well,
a
okay.
way to figure out our
Just to
memories.
make this make more sense, Anya, as you're having your daily, very very slowly walk on the boat, you hear the voices of Assad, Brackish, and Nestle.
I need to tell Anya this too. That we finally found a way to maybe get back her memories. Maybe. At long last.
You found all that out in like 5 minutes? From Anya.
Nestle looks at Anya. Yes.
She's looking in your general direction.
I can see her staring past Nestle. Because he's too short.
She's at least trying to be somewhat polite.
I
while
know,
she's
but
blind.
it's funny.
You have one of the scholars walking with you, and he turns you around, make sure you're facing the right direction.
Thank you.
Yeah, we found that, I mean, it was 5 minutes to you, but to us that was 30 minutes.
I do remember one of the books mentioned something along the lines of time dilation. So I guess that makes sense. No one died this time?
Well, none of us died, and you won't believe what happened.
You guys killed that asshole Rasputin?
Not really.
We didn't come across Rasputin this time. We just let him...
You let him stay there.
Oh.
Yeah,
And-
we didn't want to get revenge on him because we felt like it was just going to be what happened again, and we realized there might have been bigger fish to fry.
We learned that he doesn't leave that area, and he's very meticulous about his things.
I'm still of the theory that he's not real.
I mean, he did get pretty pissy when I showed him that rock.
Pre-programmed, he's a robot. I don't know what that means. He's a automaton.
It was a very shiny rock.
You, I think, would have fit better if you said construct. but
There we
okay.
go. I couldn't think of the word. He's like a mental construct.
Yeah, so we've found this guy who looks like Laos, but
It was
isn't.
Laos.
I don't believe he's Laos.
I don't believe he's telling the truth.
Well, anyways, he told us that a multitude of things, like he can show us how to find the Mad Poet, and we found out that I forgot what else we found out. Hold on.
At least you know that one. I think Anya and Assad kept thinking that this could have been a possibility, that Laos was still in the Dreamlands. You know that he's not in the Dreamlands. I'm just doing fast speed forward through this explanation. You know where to find the Mad Poet if you wish to go speak with him. But in order to do so, you need to go collect some gifts to do so. So now there's that. If you have the chance to get to speak with the Mad Poet, you can, as a reward for giving him these gifts, you can try to see if he is willing to return your memories back to y'all and give you information on Laos.
Oh yeah, I was getting to the gifts, and I just
No, yeah. But I just wanted to fast forward through that since you're kind of telling Dawn this again, but in a sense,
Anya's basically just like, well, the books are all in the same place you left them.
actually I took Laos's journal with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you do that, so.
I took everything. I mean, I didn't take anything but that, so it's pretty important.
So, yeah, that scythe is pretty much worthless, so I was thinking we could toss that. What should we do with this? She's holding up the, little pink gem that Karagor had embedded in his chest for so long.
I'm so tempted to just like snap it out of your hand and go, evil!
If it wasn't Nestle, I would actually throw that out of the sea.
I'm not gonna actually throw it out because it might be useful.
Give me a knowledge religion check.
You said religion?
Yes.
24.
24. Okay. So, you don't know much about the religious practicings of Argothoa, but you do know bits. Maybe during the 4 days that you guys waited for for Skywind to show up. Basically, you maybe took time to study a bit here and there, just to catch up. Since you are going to be going to a big town, maybe you want to get more, build up more of your local and maybe a little bit of religion knowledge. You do know that high-ranking members of Ergothoa's followers have been known to wield scythes, and some of the scythes that they've been known to wield have been known to be very powerful weapons, either infused with special magic, giving the person special abilities and stuff like that, knowing that this is broken, you know that there's really nothing you can get out of it anymore until it's fixed. But you do know that a weapon, knowing the type of person Karagor was, the stuff you've heard him do, you would think that he may have been not the highest ranking member, but maybe a high ranking member in his order, which means that the weapon is a pretty strong weapon, and you know that if it was to get into someone's hands who knew how to put it back together, it can cause a lot of harm or a lot of damage to someone wielding it.
Let's keep the scythe. Let's not throw it overboard. If anyone can wield that or prepare it and then wield it, might have dire consequences.
Okay, and the rock?
Let's keep that too.
I mean, I figure if we can get to, like, Ged or one of the other cities that his little cult operated in, then we might be able to get that scythe fixed and use it.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Okay, guys, what's the next step we wish you want to do?
This
is day 38 of a 90 plus day trip.
Well, I mean, we're gonna read Laos's journal. Is this a completely new day, or is this like during the day?
This is on the same day. It depends on when you're performing this ritual. It's probably like late afternoon. Maybe at latest, maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Well, Nestle will read Laos's journal in the meantime. How long will it take to read all of Laos's journal anyway? Like, well enough.
If as long as you're looking for something specific, I would just have you roll like a perception check maybe to look through all these books.
But technically, have I read through the entire book already?
You have, yes.
Okay, so I'm just looking for something specific. So
yeah, you're just skimming through to trying to recall if you've seen anything about gifts or items or anything like that.
Reading through the journal.
And just give me a perception check.
It is a 16.
Okay, so you're sitting down reading through all the everything, all the books you can, trying to recall if you saw anything about a list of gifts or something like that, and you can't really recall seeing anything like that until you get to a portion in one of the books. You see that there seems to be a piece of paper that is kind of like that was manually put in there. It was kind of glued into the journal in a sense, and it never really caught your attention the first time you looked through it because it didn't have anything of importance. It only had really just it looked like nonsense to you in a sense. It looked like just complete nonsense. But now that they told you about there being like about gifts and stuff like that, on a second reading, you kind of think it's actually a list. And this is what you find in one of the books or one of the journals tucked away somewhere in the back. Who would like to read the list?
Sure, I'll read it.
I mean, I like. Oh.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I like reading. I like reading a lot. Item number 1 is the Viscount's signet ring. Item number 2, a feline tail, blue and purple mottled fur. It kind of makes me think that we're gonna kill a cat of Ulthar.
Fuck!
You know, it's just it's red flag, red flag, red flag.
No, that's not a red
We
flag. That's a black spot right there.
Tell me why when feline was there, I automatically knew. I think Dawn is gonna go into panic mode.
Fuck you.
A skull of ghoul royalty. Green stone idol of a water lizard. The Night Hag Ambassador's Heartstone. A Captain's Tricorn. Is that what it says? Tricorn? And a red webbed foot. Or foot, if you will. Some people pronounce it like that, I think. Hey, quick question. Don, was Greenstone idol of a water lizard? Is that one of the descriptions for the little statuette of Cthulhu in the Cthulhu story, or no?
It's not distinctly a water lizard.
Okay, I was just curious because I know they described it in not exactly the words that everybody remembers Cthulhu looking.
Also, follow with these names listed, you also see the books that they are connected to. Depending on what you guys want to research first, I will tell you what books correspond to what item. But you are as close as to 100% sure that these are the items you need to speak with the Mad Poet. The king in yellow told you he does not know how many gifts you really need to speak with him. He does not remember how many gifts Laos actually collected. All he knows is that these are the gifts he is willing to accept. So depending on how many you guys want to get is where we go on. This is why I said this game can go really fast or really slow. You can choose just to get 1 or 2, or you can choose to get all 7 if you wish. That is 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. With this information, what is the next plan?
Okay, so we've noticed that we need to be kind of wary of these people that we talk to. And so I know it's going to be a lot of work, but my proposition here is that we try to make this as we can tend to be, and he says we in like a very like implicative tone where it's like he's implying that it's all of us and not just him, trying to like shy away some of the blame that he's kind of problematic, but not y'all specifically. So he's trying to say that y'all are part of this, problem. We tend to be kind of, a little bit abrasive.
Brackish
so
looks just completely confused at this.
And so I'm thinking that if we bring more things, that we can kind of soften the blow, so to speak, if we ever get a little bit out of hand.
I do not think that part will matter if we get out of hand, considering what we have heard of this entity.
Well, Brackish, I don't know how much time you've spent with human beings, but we human beings can be swayed a little bit better when it comes to when we are given material possessions, because we are just greedy like that.
But we are not dealing with a human.
You make a good point. I just kind of assume that people are human by default. I should probably stop thinking that
That's
so much.
kind of racist, yes.
I'm just saying.
Out of character, I never thought I'd get to say those words in that order.
Look, I'm not saying that we live in a human-centric world, but I'm just saying that most things that look like humans tend to be described as humanoid. I didn't make those rules.
Okay. But, I mean, the number of gifts I don't think will affect whether or not he will kill us. I think it's more of what he will be willing to do to get all of those gifts. Collecting all of them still seems like the best choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, Han Solo?
Turns
Was that
to-
a Han Solo quote? Oh.
Turns to Sky.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
One of those words on the list is Captain's Corn.
Captain's
Captain's
Tricorn.
corn?
Nah,
Wait, what?
It's talking about the
Yeah,
type of hat.
Winter takes out her rapier and be like, better not be taking my corn.
Hold on, Nestle. I thought we were supposed to collect these items in the Dreamlands.
Yes.
Okay, I take that back.
Also, what did you say? Corn?
Corn. Tricorn. It's a tricorn. That's corn for store. Okay.
Alright, listeners, like for corn.
I thought the tricorns were the hats.
Yes,
Tricorns
tricorns
are
are
hats, aren't
hats.
Okay.
Do they have 3 horns?
They
That's
have
what they're
3
called,
points.
tricorns, yeah.
Jokes on y'all, you have to kill a Captain Unicorn. That's actually a trinicorn.
Oh,
Oh god.
Nestle tells Sky that he's thinking about going back to finish what he was started for the memories.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm sorry, I recently rewatched all the Pepe Le Pew episodes from Looney Tunes because they were on a marathon, and all I could think of is, baby.
Okay, guys. What is
What's
your
up?
plan?
Look, as much as this might bore the audience, my plan is let's go back in, find all the MacGuffins, go to the Mad Poet, and beat the shit out of him. Because that's
Not
probably what's
even
gonna
like,
happen.
yeah, not even like
Fuck that
convince
last
him to do
part,
anything. Beat him up.
but the rest is fine.
Okay. Well, I know what the end game is. That's not the question that's being asked. Everyone, I pretty much can ensure literally everyone that's listening to this knows that is the end game. The whole encountering the Mad Poet. What I'm asking is, what are you gonna do between those? Like, what's the next step here? They are these 7 items. I think we said it was 7 items that need to be collected. You guys have made the choice of going and collecting them all. You know that all of these are in the Dreamland. So just by adding another item you have to get, you are putting yourself in more danger, not knowing what world you're going into. But
That's
we'll
why we
cross that bridge
research
when we
the
get
book
there.
for each thing before we go to them.
Yeah. And so the question is, and before I get to the question, you know that they're all scattered around throughout the worlds in the Dreamland. You will not find one item in the same place you'll find another. These are 2 different items located in 2 different worlds in the Dreamland. My question is, if this is the choice you guys are doing, where do you want to start?
Wait, I know that's what you're asking, but here's my question now that you brought that up.
Mhm.
Guys, as ambitious as this sounds, we can't bring things from the dreams back into the real world.
Correct.
How are we going to... so when we do this, we have to go through all 7 worlds, basically, that we have to go through. It has to be all or nothing. Like, once we start, we can't stop.
Are you sure?
Where is Anya here?
Unless Anya, and I drag Anya over here. I'm just kidding. No, we go to Anya. Unless... Anya!
I just really want to know
Yeah.
where's Anya in this conversation.
Yeah, she's mostly listening at the moment.
Okay, so Nestle also would have known. You know that you cannot bring back anything from the Dreamlands. You can't bring them back. They still stay with you.
Wait, what?
Your body and your Dreamland bodies are 2 different things. And maybe I should have been more... I don't know if I actually specifically went into this part of it. If I did it, I do apologize. Your body and your Dreamland body are 2 different things. The only thing that they all share in common is the mental effects that you suffer. So whether you have mental effects in one world, that would transfer over to your real physical body. So any charisma, intelligence, or wisdom damage will be transferred over.
So wouldn't
You
So
cannot
that's why when we
bring-
physically got hurt in the real world, that transfers over to the dream world as, like, extra, like, concentration. So it works in reverse, too, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that while you can't bring anything physically back to the Dreamlands, you keep everything in the Dreamlands. Any
okay, I
items
gotcha.
you find in the Dreamlands are yours. They're on your Dreamland body.
Anya's just like, Assad, that's not how that works. If you leave the Dreamlands, but you have something that belongs to the Dreamlands in your possession, when you go back, it'll still be there.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Like,
So
if
our
you
dream
hadn't
bodies will
died,
still have it on them.
Then that, scimitar would have still been with you.
Okay, so in layman's terms, out of character, my Animal Crossing villager's inventory is still fine, and he has all of his things, even though I, John Venegas, am not physically present there. Boom, got it. I understand now. I get this analogy.
It's like this. It's like well, even though you didn't say, even though you gave one of your villagers a saying, and then that villager spreads it to another villager, but you're not spreading it to those villagers, and when you come back, all of them know that saying.
Memes. Gotta love them. Anyways, okay, so now I get what you're saying. That makes more sense. I'm sorry, I misinterpreted what you guys said when you said that we couldn't bring things back. So I just assumed.
I didn't really
makes
explain
more
it all that well the first time. Sorry.
Yeah, blame Dawn.
I
Don't
got-
blame me.
No, blame Anya.
I blame
Don't
Anya.
blame Dawn.
No, blame Dawn. Don't blame Dawn. Don't blame God. Okay,
Isn't
so
it don't blame the player, blame the game?
well, the game is me, and that means you'd be blaming me, which I want you to blame the player, not the game.
See, the thing is, the character blames the god. Well, it's the god's fault for not giving the character all the info.
That's what the New Testament is for, Donovan.
Yeah, well, Anya hasn't read that yet.
So, again, where do we want to start?
Interesting.
I
Let's
think.
start from the front. Right?
Well,
Or
Anya's
no?
like, well, we should probably start with researching the other books that those items relate to.
Well,
Right.
yes, of course.
So Viscount. The Viscount book. Get the Viscount book.
That's yeah.
Out of character, which one of you two has the list?
It's gonna be Nestle. He's the one that found it.
I think he means a real life
The
player
list of
characters.
Oh.
books.
Is that not
Oh, you
Guardian?
mean hold on.
No, each one in the list it gives you the name of the book you have to go and research.
I don't think you gave us that list just now.
I didn't give you that list because that's not a handout.
It's just understood that we know which books
Yeah.
we need to look into.
Yes. So if you're gonna be looking through the Viscount's signet ring, if you're gonna be looking into details on how to find that ring, you'll be reading through 3 books. The titles of the books will be Element Through the Spiral of Time, Spiders of Sin and Sky, and Theological Arguments of the Kingdom. Those are the 3 books you'll be reading through.
Hey, not gonna lie, Spiders of Sin and Sky kind of does sound like a BDSM story.
Shut up, John.
In my opinion. I'm not as experienced in that as you are, clearly.
I know how great detail you are experienced in the world of BDM, but please do not bring that into
I
our
like
podcast.
how you called it BDM.
Is it?
You forgot a very important
Oh,
letter in
I
there.
forgot the S. My apologies.
Don't forget the S. That's rule number 1.
It's like
Never forget the
Like
S.
E-
Actually,
Rule number
rule
one,
number
the
1 is
world.
don't forget to ask before you do a thing.
Don't copy what you see on TV just because you think it looks cool.
That's rule number 8.
So these are the 3. These are the 3 books you'll be looking through. Okay, so basically each item will require you to do research on them. We're going to be using the same research mechanic that we've already used twice in the past. One in the Asylum Library, and one to learn the ritual to go to the Lost Caravansary. So, it doesn't matter how many people do it. Each time you do it, that takes up 1 whole day. And like I said, there are breaking points between those days where you gather more information as you go on. If this is the book or this is the item you want to start off with, I just need to know how many people want to do the research, and I'll tell you what the knowledge is you need to have to gain the bonuses that you require.
Brackish is still reading Nestle's journal.
Which is understandable.
He's kind of dumb.
I'm pretty
Right
sure.
now.
He's slow.
Because I'm pretty sure Nestle's going to be the main one who is doing the reading, since most of them are going to be knowledge check base. But you can always assist them if you wish, or if you really just want to let them do it, you can just let Nestle do it.
Anya would be more than
Um,
happy to assist, but she can't read.
That's true, but I was mostly talking about John.
I'm also here, but I can't read, so you guys are good.
I forgot. Yeah, none of these have pictures, I guess.
No, I meant as in, I didn't mean that as my character doesn't have the
You
ability
said
to
it,
read.
sir. I'm just
It
repeating
means
what you
that,
said.
like, my character's intelligence skill isn't high enough to matter. Look, I'm
Dude,
just
you
saying
could always
that if
roll a
you-
nat 20.
if you- I could, and watch me be like the Rain Man. I might be really good at random things, like through the spirals of time. I might know a lot about time. You don't know. Let me crack a book open.
Okay, so Assad's going to be helping.
Yes. I'm not gonna be pressured like this, you guys. Can't call me stupid.
We're not calling
I'm
you
not calling
stupid.
No one is calling you
character's not
stupid.
dumb.
oh, I'm calling
My
you
character
stupid.
can
Stupid. Nah, that's
We're
fine.
calling Assad stupid.
Hey, watch where you're going, you fool.
Yeah, can you just make a general intelligence check, but you won't get as much benefits from it?
The only
But
knowledge I
if
have
you
is
do it,
religion.
if you do it based off of the checks that is required. Okay, so to get the full bonus, you need to have either knowledge, history, nobility, or planes.
You said history, nobility, or planes?
Yes, which you should have all of them, but I don't know about Assad.
Nope, I have 0.
Hey,
Wait, I
if
thought you
someone
had
can
history.
read out loud to Anya, then she can help.
I mean, you guys can do that, yeah.
I mean, I guess that could be what I'm doing. I'm just reading it out loud. That way it makes sense that I'm also doing this.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll the planes one right now. Okay, well, I don't know a shit.
Okay, you said planes is one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, I don't have any of those. I mean, I can't actually roll for that, right?
You can roll a straight up intelligence check, but you won't, like, since we're kind of like dealing damage to it, you won't deal as much damage to it
Gotcha. Hey, look,
as someone
16?
who has those intelligence.
16. I knew more about this shit than Nestle, or that's like I retained more information, or found
I
the right
forgot
things.
I was like, I didn't find anything. So it's
Well-
just like, hey, look at this.
I feel
Oh.
like my headcanon on this is that I got lucky and opened it up to the right page.
Anya's just listening to Assad, and she's like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit!
And like with a child with ADD, I don't understand most of the things I just said.
Nestle
I'm
just
sorry,
like
what?
was just like, yes, I understand what you. Yes.
It's like that meme with like the where like they're doing the equations, but Nestle is like seeing it in Comic Sans. And it's like you hear a slide whistle in the background. So Anya, what did you figure out? And then Anya will say what David.
What's the
says,
roll for-
presumably?
Okay, so
If I remember right, it's a D8.
Oh right, we gotta deal damage to it.
okay, I'll let you have it because you rolled a 20, a natural 20 on there. But I would not make you the primary roller on this. But since you did roll a 20,
Oh no,
I'll
Anya's
let
just
you go
trying
ahead
to
and do
help
it.
out some.
Yeah. So it'll be 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier. John, you do not pass it.
That's fair.
I'll say that you assisted in her with the research, because with the DC 15 you do assist, giving her +2. But for this roll, I'll let Anya do the damage roll for it. So what you
8.
get? So you knock it down 8 points, which brings it down to its first little breaking point.
So literally, it's Anya listening to Assad, and then suddenly, oh shit, guys!
What?
Well, I don't want you to
Kinda
do all
thing.
that, because some of the information might not be
Yeah.
like that magical. Okay, so basically this is what. Okay, so Assad, I would have you read this, and then Anya would basically gain this information. Like, she can connect the dots in this.
Yeah, Anya's just staring into the middle distance, sitting by Assad.
So this book is a poor translation of a volume written in the Dreamlands that is at least 2 centuries old. It is written examination of the shared moral beliefs and lack of thereof of many noble families across the many ages and planes of existence, including a passage detailing a noble family within the Dreamlands. What?
I heard ice cream. What the
I
fuck?
heard mashed potatoes.
This tells you how much attention we all pay. Oh, look, it's me and my ability to pay attention does not reflect my interest in something, it just reflects my poor attention retention.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My sister just walked in because she wanted to go get ice cream.
I heard... Gotcha, guys!
Well, that was
I
ice
heard the
cream.
right
I
word.
heard mashed potatoes.
Oh my god!
So what were you saying about mashed potatoes to her?
I didn't say anything about mashed potatoes.
Could have swore I heard mashed potatoes.
I heard mashed potatoes too.
I felt so bad that I was the only one who heard ice cream, and it turns out I was correct, and I'm just... Oh! My mind has been blown. Maybe I have been able to pay attention in the past. People just lie to me and tell me they said something else.
Okay, so back to the book. So the book writes about many. Okay, so it writes of shared moral beliefs or lack thereof of numerous noble families across many ages and planes of existence, including a passage detailing a noble family within the Dreamland. So it talks about a specific line of noble families that are prominent in the Dreamland. So, John, I'll show this to everyone because you're the one that was reading the book to help Anya. I would want you to read it if you want. If not, Don, you can read it if you wish. Do you see that?
I see it. Hey, this is from the Theological Agreements of the Kingdom.
And before we do, again, I think it's like maybe the fourth time we're gonna end up giving a shout out to him, but Chris Huckabout, he's the one that provided the writing in all these books. He took time to write little synopsis or little passages you can find in this book, and I'm pretty sure he did this all himself because the book, none of the books nor any pages on Path like Paizo or anything says what these books are about. At least nothing that I can find. So this is all stuff he made thanks to him reading all the books and everything. So big shout out to him. You make
That's
it.
actually really
Alrighty.
cool. Like,
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I read lots of these, and well, yeah, they are very. He goes into very detail. I don't even know how he made some of these stuff up, but they fit the story very well. But I'm sorry, you may continue.
Hey Anya, this comes from a book called The Theological Agreements of the Kingdom, and it was on that day the eternal city of Celephas celebrated the emergence of their beloved Viscount Pietro Brellin.
It's Viscount. Sorry,
Excuse
it's
me?
Viscount out of character.
I can totally in character.
Well, I'm just like, did you mean Viscount?
I'm sorry. It says right here Viscount.
Yeah, it's pronounced Viscount. Sorry.
Okay, Viscount Pietro Brellin, from his long seclusion, to the delight of his subjects, he ordained that day forevermore a holy one, sealing that fact into law with a stamp of his brilliant carnelian signet ring. Or is it signet ring?
No, you had it right the first time.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because it is spelled sign, and then with a
Yeah, language is weird, especially common.
Yeah, well...
Although that's
that.
some really good info right there. We now know which Viscount we might be looking for, and what stone we're looking for on a signet ring here.
What stone would it be?
Carnelian.
Maybe,
like
do you like to read the last line in that sentence?
I understood what it was.
Sometimes I'm not sure with y'all.
I'm sorry, carnelian? Is that... I thought that was like a fancy word or something.
No, it's a fancy rock.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm guessing it's like pink.
It's more of a red.
Carnations are pink.
You make word associations in a very obvious way, Assad.
Hey, I feel offended by that statement, but yeah, you do make.
You
good
shouldn't.
points.
It's actually a
That's-
good thing in this case.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It just feels very condescending.
Okay. So that basically takes up your day of research there. Maybe you had to read really slowly. Maybe because you're Assad, or maybe because you wanted to make sure Anya had all the information.
I wanted to make sure that Anya had all the information.
I want to go with the first one.
Stop making my character stupid. His intelligence is not that low.
I'm not saying it's not low. I'm not saying that it's low and
It's
that Assad
9,
is
it's
stupid
below
and an
average.
idiot and can't read and only likes picture books. I am not saying that.
By the way,
Hey,
for the
Don,
benefit
why
of
did you send me
my
a
fellow
picture of
players
these?
in my DM, I pulled up a image of Carnelian.
You know, after I said, "Why did you send me a picture of beans?" I realized I knew what it was.
Oh, nice beans.
There are some very pretty beans.
Those some pretty good.
That's a really
Don't eat the
beautiful
beans.
shade of red.
We are now on day 39.
Give it
Out
up
of-
for day 39!
Day 39. This is a new day. Like I said, if you want to research these books, this will take up mostly the full day. You need about 8+ hours of research, and then you would have to use the remainder with either doing quick little stuff, and then the other 8 hours of resting. So that's
So for the interest of narrative, can we
Mhm.
just do a research for the item before we go into the world to find it? And not
You-
all 8 of them now, or 7 of them now, and then go into them?
you can do it however you want.
I am asking the rest of the group, because I feel like, narratively speaking, that would work best.
What'd you say?
So you know how, like, in movies and TV shows and stuff, they like to explain what the item for something is before they go find it. They don't explain every single item before they go find all of them. I like that in movies and TV shows and stuff. So I was just asking to make things less, like, to kind of start getting and doing things. Not to make this whole episode an info dump of every single item. Just do one item and then get the
Oh,
item.
that's fine.
One
I'm
item.
fine with that. Yeah,
Okay.
I can do that.
Here, I need to focus on my therapy. I completely forgot about that yesterday. Basically, Anya's just going to be giving everyone a +2 to their intelligence for the studying.
Hey, question. Every time you've given us an extra, do they expire at the end of the day?
You do have one shield potion.
Potion.
By the way, Justin, did you add the +2 from the Ion Stone?
Yeah, you've still got the Ion Stone, dude.
I still have the Ion Stone.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you,
Yes,
you
it's
added
still-
that
it's still
+2
in
to your
there. It's
intelligence.
still in there.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so this is the next day. You still do not know how to find the ring. You know who has the ring, but you don't know how to find it. So you would, if you want to continue researching that item, you're free to do so, unless you want to change to a different item. But the way John is saying it makes it seem like you want to stick to one item until you find it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the next day, and if y'all wish, give me another intelligence check for Assad. Give me a plains, history, or noble check for Nestle.
Okay. Oh, by the way, every day Nestle will still be handing Anya the extracts for what's it called, tattoo potion.
Yeah, and she'll apply various extracts to that tattoo potion thing. Brackish is actually going to try to help you guys out this time.
Okay.
He doesn't have any of the knowledges, but he can do a straight intelligence.
You can add your inspiration if you wish, Nestle. This is something you can add inspiration to. I don't know if you added it last time or not.
That's a 20 total.
20 exact. The other two did not help. So give me a 1d8 plus intelligence.
1d8 plus intelligence. I don't think I can roll it, right? Oh. Well, that's a 1d. That's a d20. Whoops. Well, nice to know that would have been a crit, though. If it was a d20. 7.
Oh, you got it exactly. Dropped it down exactly to the next breaking point. So, if you want to be the one to read it, you're free to do so. If not, whoever wishes to read the next bit of information provided by our good friend, you are free to do so.
I'm good for reading it if no one wants to. That's if no one else wants to.
How about you read this one and I'll read the last one?
Okay. So we'll basically just take turns in rotation.
Yeah, you go ahead and read this one then.
Excerpt from Elements Through the Spirals of Time. And during one visit to the Dreamlands in the city of Celefe, I found a city locked in time. Visitors and inhabitants experience the passage of time. They age, beards do grow. But in the city, a day is a week, a year an eternity. Lul's note. I experienced this. Though I negotiated with the Viscount for hours, the sun never left its zenith.
Oh, the time acts like a spiral because the time dilates exponentially.
There you go!
Oh! God, I wish my character was smart enough to make that association.
Yeah, currently only Nestle's smart enough to do that. Anya's in the cabin.
Okay. So, the first time y'all broke the knowledge barrier, I didn't explain what you really learned from the book because Anya or Dawn pretty much explained it. That you find out what whatever you want, however you pronounce it. I want to pronounce it Viscount because that's what I visually see in whatever. But you know who you need to find and what ring you need to find. Dawn perfectly explained that. What information do you think you're gathering with this book? And if y'all guys can't piece it, I'll tell y'all.
What I got from it was basically, like John said, the extreme time dilation.
Hold on. So in the last book, it said that it was a holy day, right? Does that mean that it wouldn't be the same day anymore because a day is a week? So it's been more than a week, obviously. But we can presume it wasn't a long time ago from then, if that makes sense? Or would it be a long time from now?
Both.
Don't fuck
I'm not.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll try to tell you what exactly this book is trying to tell you. Okay, so, yeah, basically, that is somewhat correct. The knowledge you guys get from this book is that time in this particular city of the Dreamlands does not work normally compared to any other place. Everyone experiences time, as in the passage of time, so you will age in this world, but time itself does not move. It will say forever be 2 o'clock, no matter how long you stay there, but you will still pass through time itself. Time is both frozen for the world, but yet it moves for the people.
So you're saying that the city itself is frozen, but the people are not.
That's what the book is trying to tell you. It's like, the city does experience time itself, but it experiences at a different rate that a person experiences time. It almost seems like the city itself is frozen in time, but time is passing at a different speed than the time when it's really experiencing while being there.
You know, I hate to keep using the example of us in the real world playing fictional games as analogies, but honestly, like, in a fantasy world where you travel to the dreams and things act weird, I feel like that's like the best analogy for our modern day. Like, literally us playing Dungeons and Dragons and our characters experience time differently than us. Us in the real world, we're playing, but we're experiencing time normally. Our characters can move months at a time at the same rate as, like, at variously different rates. Sometimes we'll play for like 5 weeks and it's been like a day. Sometimes we'll play a day, but it's been like a month for the characters. It is wibbly wobbly.
Or we can spend 5 hours on a 10-minute fight.
Yeah, it makes no sense in the context of their world.
That is actually the best way to explain it. It's like it's time.
Weird, but it's true.
It's gonna work very weird. It's like in the last sentence: a day is a week, a year is a century. It can also be. I think that it also works in the opposite direction. A century can be a year, and a week can be a day. I think it can work backwards as well, depending on the situation. But you still don't know where this city is at in the Dreamlands. You know of its name, but you don't know how to get there. We can move on to the next day, if y'all wish. And if y'all do, I just need some more intelligence rolls. Knowledge rolls from Nestle.
Okay. A natural 20, but it's a 30 in total. Or 36. Or
Natural 20?
34.
Okay. I don't think this is actually part of the rules, but I did say that a natural 20 would do double damage to it. So if you want, just go ahead and deal 2d8 plus double your intelligence. Brackish, you do not help out here.
It's double my intelligence.
He's trying.
21 points of damage to whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah, this last day you hammer on that book, and on the last book, and something snaps within you, and you're just like you are absorbing the information from the book, and this is the last little fun fact you get to learn from this book. Okay, and whoever wants to be the last one to read this, go ahead.
Spiders of Sin and Sky. And it was in the court of the Viscount Berlin that
I like how you went with the wrong pronunciation.
I can't say it, okay? Oh, God damn it. That I sampled their most deviant delicacy for the first time. In a lavish ceremony, it was brought forth on a golden platter. As we ate, all in attendance turned away, conspicuously ignoring our feast, for if it hadn't been taking place in the court of the Viscount. Yeah, I give up on not saying Viscount. Sorry, Don. They would have set upon us for our barbarity. For in this city, the children's dinner takes on a rather literal meaning. Oh.
What?
Oh, go! No! No!
No! No!
Nope,
No.
Don out of here.
No!
Okay, so what information do you think you gather after reading these books and passages?
They eat children!
I mean, it said deviant delicacy.
Okay, well, a little bit of notes of the book is, the book is a disturbing memory of a Chelish noble, where he recounts numerous acts of degeneracy across Galarian and beyond. The accounts are vile, and the narrator is repugnant, arrogant, and sadistic, and a sadistic psychopath, while also being incredibly funny. What fun facts did you think you learned from this?
The rules of society apply differently where we're going to be going.
Okay, so basically the main line that I want you to take out of the main line I want you to really take from this is the part where he says, where is it? Okay, as we ate, all of the attendees turned away.
Yeah, because they didn't want to see it, except
He goes like, and then the lines that follow after that, for if it hadn't been taking place in the court of the Viscount, again, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it as well, they would have set upon us for our barbarity.
so only in the house or in the court of the Viscount will they actually do that, but outside of the court it wouldn't happen. Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically what I want you to take out of this, is that as you it's kind of like what Don said, where things are worked differently in this place. People purposely ignore certain things that happen here. It's like, it doesn't matter how gruesome, how weird things are, or how weird something takes place in here. For some reason, people choose, not by force, they choose to ignore what's the happenings in this court. So that's just a little bit of information for y'all, something that stands out with y'all. Okay, and so as you guys read everything, you go back and examine Laos's journal, and with this, you guys gather the information needed to perform a ritual, dreamland excursion, to the Viscount's court, if you wish.
Okay, guys. Alright, so I'm thinking that maybe we can go to the Viscount's. Oh god. I think we can go to the Viscount's court. I think we can get the signet ring and just get the fuck out, because I don't want to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, from what I am understanding here, that might be a little difficult. Please remember, the king, he said that getting any of the items is a near impossible task.
Brackish,
wasn't
I don't know
kidding.
how long you...
He didn't say all of them were. He said most of them were very rare items. Very, I forgot exactly what he said. He said rare, elegant, and some are almost near impossible to get. But you have to get them.
Brackish, I know you haven't known us for very long, but we've gone through some impossible things. I've died many times. Anya, too, has died millions of times.
Wait, what?
Oh, we died in dreams a lot. This is not a first for us.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were undead.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. I would, if I was undead, I would certainly find a cleric who would just get rid of me right then and there and cleanse my soul and spirit and everything. No, what I'm trying to say is that we have dealt with impossible situations, and so when I hear the word impossible, it just means it's hard. It's not impossible. The word impossible is meaningless at this point. But I do have a request for you, Brackish. I don't want to stereotype, but I don't know how much of human customs you know. And so I know it's cool for us to eat your beard. I just want to make sure that you are on board with our culture and you do not eat children.
Oh,
I'm
just saying.
I have never done this before.
Don't try. We're not here to try new things in that way.
I mean, I do prefer meats overall.
No, Brackish, you're not helping me. Please just avoid the eating of any meat there unless we know for certain where it's from. Also, I don't think we need to eat in the Dreamlands.
But what if it is required to be polite in order to get the ring?
Brackish, no, please. No. Look, we already know they're bad people. If we have to go there, we can just
They're
kill
not
them.
bad to them.
Brackish, I know this is... Brackish, is he true neutral?
Yes.
I can figure that one out. You fucking centrist. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. No, so here's the thing, Brackish. I need you to just hear me out on this. Please don't eat any children. I just need you to... Don't eat any meat at all, because it might be things that we don't know. And those things can hurt us spiritually. And maybe literally, but mostly spiritually. I just don't want that on my conscience, and I just don't want to insinuate you in that, even if it's imaginary.
We're gonna foreshadow to the present. You want my ring? Sure, eat this child. He lifts up the cover. It's Assad's kids. I'm only saying that because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Or I'm saying the seed of it's going to happen, but I'm saying it so I can say it's not going to happen. So you go in there thinking, okay, it's not going to happen, but then it is going to happen.
Right.
I apologize. What is the choice? This is the end of day 39. Is it 39? I forgot.
You said 39 earlier, yeah. So, my suggestion is that we go now, get the objective, and get the hell out.
Okay, so here's the thing. After Assad's talked to Brackish is like, but it's a waste of already dead meat. Okay, so here's the thing. Gorons, apparently, their entire thought process is completely alien to most other humanoids.
I feel that. It's just
he doesn't even
morality.
feel joy in the same way.
It's like that TV Tropes thing, where the morality is based on bacon and neckties. It's not based on good and evil.
Yes!
Brackish, please don't.
Brackish is orange-blue morality.
Brackish? Don't eat the children.
Brackish, I don't know how to tell you this, but, like, I didn't want to get into it, but I have children, and it would pain me to, the connection would be there, and...
But your children are still alive, are they not?
Yes, but here's the thing, Brackish.
He doesn't know that.
I don't know that, for one. Brackish, that's right, I don't know. It could be my children, and I wouldn't know, Brackish, and that would make me very sad. think of it this way, Brackish. I am insane, okay? And my insanity will think that something that is something else. And so if I think that you're eating children that aren't my children, I will still think they are my children.
But do you think that when you eat a small fish?
I think that when I eat a fish, it's every fish.
Brackish, I didn't know if I told you this. I don't eat your body parts.
But it is good for you.
It's weird.
Eat me, brother.
Hey.
I find it so weird because I'm eating you, but
It is what what my kind were made for.
Look, I understand what you're trying to say, and I understand what you're saying. I hope you understand what we're saying.
I'm trying to, but it is not making sense.
You have to take into consideration. I think we'll explain this on the way, I guess.
Brackish grabs a piece of the seaweed and starts munching on it.
Are you eating yourself?
And?
I mean, that's pretty normal, right? Like, people eat their fingernails and stuff.
Right now I am with dinner blessed. You are for dinner dressed.
Oh, what the fuck are you using? Is Brackish using human analogies?
No, he's using the straight up the description of orange blue morality.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, I've not heard that one, but it sounds like a real thing.
Bacon means that you are with dinner blessed. Necktie means that you are for dinner dressed.
I like to believe that every single Christmas, Santa Claus and Krampus have this argument.
Santa, don't eat the children.
No.
But they're delicious.
Okay, now Krampus, what I'm trying to say is you don't eat the children.
Eat the children, that's what I said.
No, don't eat the children.
No, don't. Eat the children. Got it.
Is this why Christmas only happens once a year? Because he spends the other 364 days
Arguing with
sometimes
Krampus,
65
yes.
days arguing with Krampus. And
Yes.
so on the 65th or 66th day, he's like, finally, I convinced him.
Krampus gets out on Halloween sometimes.
And then he gets home and Krampus is just chewing on a kid. Krampus, we just talked about this. Yes, you said eat the
I've
children.
been missing for 3 weeks.
You said not to eat the children's. I eat 8 children.
Yes.
Don't eat children. I'm
Okay,
a child.
Since I don't want this conversation to keep going, because I swear if I let a kid go in, it can go another 15 minutes.
Yeah, we could.
Everyone's
We
gonna
probably could,
go.
to be honest.
You don't even know if you're gonna eat children. This is the point I'm making. Hey, we just spent 15 minutes arguing about.
We don't
not
even
eating
know
children.
if children is the term for what we call children.
Okay, but if that situation ever comes, then we'll cross that bridge. Other than that, are we traveling to the world today, or are we waiting on the 40th day?
I mean, I see no reason why not to travel on this day, right? I mean, unless you want to go specifically to a different one at the same time, which we don't. I don't think. Not for context.
But of course we need to tell Freeling.
She is totally okay. She's already told you what you need to do in order for her to do so. Anya, are you going to give anything before they leave?
Well, they still have all of the stuff that Anya gave them the day before. Well, a couple of days before. And none of those have actually been consumed, so they still have those.
Okay, so what exactly do I have right now? Oh, shield potion, cure moderate potion, and large potion.
Then you have the tattoo potions, which Anya hands back to you and is just like, here, I did cure light wounds with them.
Okay. Alright. Hands some to Sod and Brackish. Cure light wounds.
Ah, quite useful.
Yeah, go ahead and drink them right now and turn them into potion. Into tattoos.
What kind? Did I get tattoo potions too, or?
Yeah. Cure light.
You know what? You can have this one too. Take the enlarged potion as well.
And it's a tattoo potion?
Just once you drink it, it becomes one.
Can I wear both tattoos at the same time or no?
You can. It just has to be in a visible area so you can touch it.
Gotcha. It's a good thing I have a skirt, because then I can just put it on my
So what, you're trying to say you put it on your penis because you have a skirt, you can see it?
Yeah, it'd be quick access.
Dangerous but effective. Also ill.
Taking touching myself to like a more literal term.
I got one on one shoulder and one on the other.
I guess if you're naked, half naked, you could touch those and see them.
I don't wear sleeves.
Time to do the portal.
Okay, so you perform the ritual with the proper terms needed to travel to this world, and the same thing happens like the first time you have done this, or successfully done this. Portal opens up. You guys fall into darkness and then wake up on the deck of the boat again, with what seems to be your conscience separate from your body. The portal opens up beneath you, and you walk down it. A few minutes walking down, there is a bright light at the end, a bright light doorway kind of a thing that you walk through. As each of you walk through, all three of you are hit with a bright light, but not heat from the desert this time. You are basically bombarded with music hitting your ears before you see anything, and you hear what sounds to be like an elegant orchestra playing. It's not really that. It's more of a quartet playing, and it's more fancy classical music that's played throughout the whole ball. And then you guys awaken with the light coming off of y'all, and you are standing in the middle of what looks to be an enormous ballroom that does not seem to have an end when it comes to a ceiling. And this is where you guys...
Hell yeah! Party forever for everyone, right?
As you guys awaken here, you see varieties of people, different species of people, wearing styles of clothes you've never seen before, of all colors. You see the walls are lined with guards or soldiers, all the way up to what looks to be a what's the little platform or little deck where you see a strange looking man. And I'll go ahead and enlarge y'all, and this is what you see standing over there. Can you see him?
Oh, I see him.
Oh my god, he's eating something.
I don't like him already.
He seems to be wiping something from off his mouth. And then he steps up to the end of this little platform he's standing on, and he shouts out to everyone. It's like, the day is almost coming to an end. The final song will be playing, and I want y'all to enjoy it. Bask in this magnificent day, for the final Watts will be played. And you see everyone in this room, all their attention is on this one guy. As you guys look around this room, like I said, the ceiling looks to be almost infinite in darkness. But what you do see, kind of odd, is you see strands of silk falling from the ceiling, almost like spider webs. And you hear this man, as this man is greeting everyone from what seems to be the final time for the day. You hear him start coughing, a gross cough, like and you see something sprout from his mouth as he quickly takes the towel and wipes it from his mouth. And we'll continue this next time.
I am intrigued and also a little bit mortified right now, guys.
I am highly amused. Brackish is very confused.